Imagine a world where food is so scarce that you only get to eat one meal a day, and you're one of the lucky ones. Where water is in such short supply that you barely have enough to drink, let alone bathe, wash your clothes. Where the weather is so violent and unpredictable that killer hurricanes and tornadoes, droughts and floods, extreme heat or cold become regular occurrences. Imagine a world in chaos, where countries go to war over food, water, and energy resources. Well, the world that I have just described is the world that we are heading for if we don't stop global warming. These are the worst case scenarios, maybe. Now, it's those same scenarios that originally made me a global warming skeptic. You had all this doomsday scenarios with no evidence to back it up. And the common argument always was, if they can't get the 5-day forecast right, how are they going to get the 5-year, 10-year, 100-year forecast right? Well, the evidence is mounting. The scientific consensus finally agrees that global warming is occurring. Now, during my extensive research, I've read what feels like thousands of pages of statistics, testimonies, and examples, as I'm sure you can all relate. The overwhelming amount of information and evidence points that global warming is occurring, and today I'm going to tell you what the causes of global warming are, what the effects are, and why it should matter to you. What is global warming? Well, global warming is the warming of the Earth's temperature caused by an increase in levels of greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere. Now, what does that mean? Simply, that means the Earth's atmosphere is made up of greenhouse gases, 98% oxygen, 2% greenhouse gases, and it creates a blanket effect that traps heat and causes temperatures to rise. If anyone's ever stuck a blanket over their head, they'll understand this concept. The air underneath the blanket heats up rapidly. Now let's talk about the causes of global warming. It's humans. It's us, guys. And it's basically the use of fossil fuels. Cars, buses, planes burn fossil fuels that leave greenhouse gases like CO2 in the environment. These greenhouse gases cause the temperatures to rise all across the globe. Another major cause of global warming is deforestation. We all learned in grade school science class about the concept of photosynthesis. Trees take take carbon dioxide and convert it into oxygen. The more trees we have, the better that effect is. Another big cause of global warming is overpopulation. There are 6.6 billion people in the world today, and as we get more and more people, we use more and more natural resources, and the Earth just can't keep up. Now that I've talked about the causes of global warming, let me talk about some of the effects. The effects are widespread. Sea levels are rising. ABC News reports that by 2030, up to 2,000 of Indonesia's islands can be underwater. Air temperatures are also rising, which is increasing the amount of storms, increasing the amount of droughts and floods. Science Daily reports that diseases like malaria and dengue fever are on the rise, and that a mosquito carrying malaria has been found as far north as Russia. These are tropical diseases that are being found in climates that are far north of the equator. Some other effects, which are no less, but will be talked about a little bit less, are the extinctions of plants, animals, and insects, shorter growing seasons, increased allergy seasons. Now, why should this matter to you? Fareed Zakaria of Newsweek predicts that for developing countries, the effects will be far worse than they will for civilized countries, and that they could be felt for decades or possibly thousands of years. We're not just talking about your children's children, we're talking about their children, their grandchildren's children, etc. In conclusion, I hope that you all realize how important it is for us to stop global warming. Remember, humans are the cause, the effects are great, and it should be important to everyone and everything. Thanks.